the AFC South. So I think
there's a history in this league of
Brought him up.
That's an example.
So
I didn't want to
finish
make him the
this.
subject.
For those who believe, for those who are ready.
you have no idea what song
I
it is.
have no idea what song it is.
It's a hot song right now. All right, ladies and gentlemen, we're on another episode of the Doug Sharabo Show, which is brought to you by Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. We got David Mendoza making a guest appearance today. So today is the Super Bowl. This is your pregame show. So Josh Allen won the NFL MVP, and there's a lot of people that are saying he does not deserve it. It should have been Lamar. He had the better stats, better numbers. But the way I look at it is you could make the argument that he was carried by Derrick Henry. He was carried by Derrick Henry. He had a great team around him. Great coach too, and John Harbaugh. But the way I look at MVP is, and it's the same argument for Frankie Lindor and Shohei Ohtani, is who is most valuable? Who is most valuable to the team? That is Josh Allen. The Buffalo Bills would not be where they are without Josh Allen. And in our prior shows we did when we did our predictions, none of us picked the Buffalo Bills to make the playoffs just because they got rid of a lot of guys on defense. They didn't really bring anyone in. Yeah, bias answer, but still.
It's true. Listen, I can say this as much as you. I would never want Josh Allen, the Buffalo Bills. I mean, I want to say that I would never want Buffalo Bills fan.
Yes, Patriots fan. That's like me. I don't want to see Barkley win as a Giants fan.
As a Patriots fan, I don't want to see Buffalo, Miami, everybody in the division bring a Super Bowl, winning it, be different like that. But at the same time, as sports, you have to make the argument. Yes, does Lamar Jackson just? Yes, he was great at it, but he has all pro players on his team. So, Josh Allen into this season with no. He lost Dix. He still took him to 13 victories on the season.
Yeah.
So a guy that came in that had maybe a little less stats than Lamar, or about equal stats. Lamar, you gotta give the argument that who was more valuable player to their team. And looking at that, you gotta say it was Josh Allen, because at the end of the day, he did not have the all-star wide receivers. He had lost the biggest wide receiver in Diggs. Came into this season and looked at him and said, who cares if we lost Diggs? I'm still going to go out there and play football that I can play and win games, which he ended up doing. Play phenomenally. I didn't, like I said, I think if I looked at other players, I can argue that Saquon should have got more votes to be MVP as well, which he did. So, I mean, if you're going to look at it, you got to look at it as not, I think the problem is that we've turned into stack rankings.
Yeah, it's not about being the best. It's about valuable. How are they valuable to that team and that organization? What impact do they have on that team?
And he played a huge part in this as well. And he did put up those stats. But if you're going to go and pick a most valuable player of that season, somebody who impacted their team, who did it without other major benefits, because if we look at the Ravens and who they had a better demo surrounding them. If we look at guys like Saquon Barkley, that offensive line has helped him so much. Jalen Hurts has been playing still good football. You can make arguments for a lot of players during this NFL season, but it just sits that Josh Allen did it with nobody at the end of the day. He did. I can't say. All right, this we were gonna take is to be like, well, it's team sport. Yes, it's team sport. I can't say that he did it with nobody, but he did it with less all-stars, less Pro Bowl players. You know, he did it with guys that weren't going to make that 100% difference. Well, that are not big impacted players. You know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like I used to say, Tom Brady used to change players. Tom Brady used to come in there and grab a guy like Wes Welker, Edelman, and make them better or make them seem better than what they are. You know what I'm saying? Not that they're not good players. They're national football players. They're pro players. But at the end of the day, we got to see it as, yes, they're pro players, but there's other players that can make them better at the end of the day. And Josh Allen made that team better. He made them win games as well. So if you you can pick hundreds of players. I mean, there's hundreds of players in the NFL. But to sit down and pick one specific player, you have to go by stats. You have to go by what he has to work around him. What did he do to uplift that team? So we got to stop stat grabbing at the end of the day.
Yeah, I go by who's valuable to the team. And like, if you're looking at stats, if you compare the two career-wise, Josh Allen is 76 and 34. Lamar is 78 and 24. In the playoffs, Josh Allen has the edge. He's 2-0. But their numbers career-wise, Josh has 84 interceptions compared to Lamar's 49 interceptions. But I think it's the style of play and the team that's around them.
Well, yeah, you got to remember. Right? So is that based off of what? Their career, right?
Yeah, that's career-wise.
So you got to remember Lamar started career what he straight. You're right.
Yeah.
You know, he could throw the ball. We're not saying they can't throw the ball. But at the end of the day, this is a guy that was a mobile quarterback. So he's going to have less.
Uh-huh.
So it's, we play so many arguments of, okay, well, he had this accomplishment, he had this accomplishment. But at the end of the day, we're not looking at the full picture when it comes to MVP, when it comes to all day.
Yeah.
No, we gotta look at them. And, you know, players may get snubbed one and not make it for another 2 or 3 years.
Yeah, people do get snubbed. Eli snubbed the first time, so. But I'm looking at these numbers on, like, this is where people look at for MVP. You know, this year, Lamar Jackson, 41 touchdowns, 4 interceptions, 66 completion, 4,000 yards, 172. Josh Allen, on the other hand, this year, 13-4 record, 63 completions, 3,731 yards, 28 touchdowns, 6 interceptions. So a lot of people are going to look at that and be like, oh, Lamar had the better numbers. But Lamar had Derrick Henry, Zay Flowers, Mark Andrews. Lamar has had better talent around him. You look at Josh Allen, who does he really have? Amari Cooper? Realistically, who does Josh Allen really have? Dawson Knox? He has great players, but they're not the players. Like, I take Derrick Henry over the Bills running back, and I'm not even James Cook. They're kind of the same player, but Derrick Henry is a lot better. So people have to stop looking at the whole idea. Oh, I'm looking at the stats for MVP. Josh Allen is most valuable. And I want you to look up the definition of valuable and see what it says, because that will show the truth of what it is, of why he got it. A thing that is of great worth, especially a small item of personal property, or worth a great deal of money. Think about the Buffalo Bills and where they would be without Josh Allen if we're going by this definition. He is a big item. He is a big item for the Buffalo Bills. They're 13-4. Everyone was picking the Jets and the Dolphins to win that division. Yeah, they had up and downs, and they were very inconsistent. You had the drama with Aaron Rodgers, Tyreek Hill, too, was injured. But Josh Allen stepped up for that team. He put that team on his back. To be 13-4 one game away from the Super Bowl. Come on, he is most valuable. I know I repeat myself, but he is most valuable. The MVP is not the best player award. It's not. It's not the best player award who has the better stats. What did he do for his team, and where are they without?
Yeah, I think that's just the problem is that a lot of people aren't taking in consideration their stat. And at the end of the day, we tend to see our stat brand, and you just have to look the way they should. We have to get into the arguments that nobody else is looking at, because most valuable player, there are economics, that people are favored. You look at it and you be like, that person shouldn't have been MVP, or somebody who played better than them. So there's a lot of favoritism in certain players as well.
Mm-hmm.
So, when you look at a guy like Josh Allen, are we trying to say that Lamar Jackson deserves MVP because we favor him more than Josh Allen at the end of the day? Because, he's such a big quarterback. He's such a, he does have highlight reels at times, while Josh Allen goes out there, he does his job. He does what he has with the limited supplies that he has at the end of the day.
I agree.
It could be that we're just favoring, putting Lamar Jackson in that favorite pile. Well, look at Lamar. He lights up the highlight reels all the time. He's a good football player. But we're not looking at, hey, who is he surrounded?
Yeah, we don't look at that.
Who is, if Lamar Jackson wasn't out there doing these plays, he still had Derrick Henry to help him at the same time in games.
All right, so James Cook put up 16 touchdowns, ran the ball for 207 times, put up 1,000 yards. Derrick Henry, on the other hand, rushed the ball 325 times. He had 325 attempts. Almost 2,000 yards, 1921. 16 touchdowns. So that's a big difference in their running game.
You're talking about 1,000 yards, up your 700 yards.
So basically, Lamar did not need to run that offense. You had Derrick Henry that was your backup. Josh Allen had to run his offense. James Cook did not put up Derrick Henry numbers. So imagine where the Buffalo Bills would be without Joshua Allen. Just think about that for a moment. Where would they be without the where would the Buffalo Bills be without Josh Allen? They're not 13-4, and they're not in the AFC title.
And they lost that one. A lot of people thought that they were just going to climb from there on. I thought they were going to play days there because no takes. But it's Josh Allen. Josh Allen's good in the pocket. He can read defense if he has to. He does rush the ball as well. So he can get out of the pocket and gain 10, 15 yards as well. I wouldn't say it looks as good as when Lamar does it, because, when Lamar does it, he puts on piling, he's spinning around, he missed tackles here and there. When Josh Allen does it, the man just gets up the field, he finds a hole, he's able to read it, and he gets up 10 yards if he has to.
Yeah, so that's the difference. Right.
So if we base it off of highlighter reels and stats, yeah, Lamar would definitely win that MVP. But if we're going to base it off of, take a little bit of the highlighter reels, take a look, they're looking, and it's a team. Players that surrounded by, then I would probably have to say that Josh Allen wins round. Not by much. And obviously it showed, because I think Josh Allen won MVP off plus 4 votes. Well, never walk goals. So it wasn't much. It was a close race, and you can't be mad that Josh won that MVP at the end of the day, because I think it could have won either way.
Yeah, even Joe Burrow could have gotten it for the thing he did for the Cincinnati Bengals, being 5-8, finished on a winning streak of 5 games, 9-8. Losing to the Patriots in week 1 affected their playoff chances. They could have been a playoff team if they beat the Patriots week 1. Must be nice. Joe Burrow put up great numbers. The Bengals wouldn't be where they are without him. So he was even MVP in my mind. It's not the best player or who has the better stats. It's who's valuable to your team and your organization at that moment of time. Stop your love fest with these great players and thinking, oh, they're everything, because they're not. Look for the analytics of the game, as you say. Look at the impact they make. That's where I look at it. Yeah. So we're about like 15 minutes in. I want to get this episode for you guys for like around 20, 25. There's apparently a conspiracy theory in Dave's eyes. I disagree with it. I just think it's New Orleans foods. It's a food virus, stomach bug. Apparently the game it's in Vegas's favor.
Yeah, I mean, I find it weird. You get like 5 Philly players that are supposedly getting stiff at the, and it's all over. It's all over the social media.
Yeah, I saw the reports.
So, I mean, I can see it as a sway. I mean, as a bettor, I'm coming in and I'm like, oh, well, all of a sudden these 5 Eagle players are, getting sick. This could ruin their chances. They might have had that high, strong energy at the end. So what are you going to do? You're going to go honest. You're going to go, if you're better, and say, well, if they're going to do that, let me place a bet on the Chiefs instead, because look, Philly's not 100% anymore. So what happens? You place your bet on the Chiefs. And then Vegas looks at you with the face of the Chiefs. Philly ends up winning. Who wins? Vegas wins.
I know that, but I disagree with that. I just think it's because I went to New Orleans once, and it was a mission trip, community service. We went to we got fried food somewhere, and the following day we all had this stomach virus. So I just think think about it. You're not always in New Orleans. You're not always eating the fried food that they have. Your body, your stomach ain't used to it. So I'm not going to read into it. You got a great fun game ahead of us. I think I have not a parlay, but I have a boost bet. Xavier Worthy over 49 yards and a touchdown. I think Xavier Worthy is going to have a big day today. I think he's going to put up numbers. And my key factor of the game is if the Chiefs want to go on a three-peat, never count out Patrick Mahomes. I'm not worried about him. But you have to stop Saquon Barkley. If you don't,
who was the last team to stop a three-peat?
The Philadelphia Eagles. But that's just conspiracy theories.
How is that conspiracy theories?
Just because they did it then to the Patriots doesn't mean they're going to do it now to the Chiefs.
I think that.
And then the whole thing, the team that traveled west or east, come on.
Yeah. The team that shot the East to West always wins. And then this conspiracy about the new logo seems colored that it's at the bottom. So what happens? Which three?
Yeah, so next year is going to be Detroit and Buffalo.
But, I mean, that kind of sways people. Like, okay, yeah, people are going to bet on it. Then people are going to say, well, they're putting this right in front of our face. What if the Chiefs end up winning?
Yeah.
They win to be this one. If you're not Chiefs, the only way everybody wins is if you put your money on the Chiefs. If they win, you win some money. If they lose, you win because they end up treating. So you win either way.
Well, for me, they got to stop Saquon Barkley. If Saquon Barkley has a day, they're not winning the Super Bowl.
Yeah, I don't think they're going to be able to stop it.
I think they might. They have a great defense. Remember, Giants fan here.
Just leave. Stop. Against Saquon, you had to go against AJ and Brown. You stop AJ Brown.
No, I'm not worried about them. I'm just worried about Barkley. I'm not worried about the rest of the team. They choke under pressure. I think you're getting PTSD right now from Steve Spagnuolo. The Super Bowl's putting Tom Brady on his ass. Super Bowl 42. Remember that?
Listen, I think that
you remember that
are a better all-around team this season, and they've always been just shy of winning the Super Bowl.
I know they're right there, but I just don't see it. You can't count out Patrick Mahomes.
So you got Patrick Mahomes at the Chiefs winning the Super Bowl?
Yes, I do.
I got the Philadelphia Eagles winning the Super Bowl. Loser has to buy a drink. You already owe me one.
Let's do this. Just where I get my drink this time around.
Must be nice.
I get my drink now.
So now you owe me 2 drinks. Get? Because the Eagles are going to win.
Nah. Chiefs, Xavier Worthy's going to have a day, but Patrick Mahomes will win MVP. Final score will be 37-29.
Yeah. I'm going to say this, bro. Philly's going to end up winning that game, and we're going to see Gilly all over Instagram going, fly, birds, fly.
No, Again, thank you for joining us on your Super Bowl Sunday. Check out David Mendoza on Unsolicited Role Models, the role models you may not want, but you may just need. David, it's always a pleasure.
Make sure you guys check out under the Role Models podcast, as well as Time Matters with Dougie and Ray, as well as the Dougie Answer Reports, which is Doug's political talk that we just brought back. So Unsolicited Role Models is doing a lot more shows, and we're collaborating with Douglas Saravo and his broadcasting network as well.
They were coming together as one. So if you don't see as many episodes on this channel, because we're joining forces.
See you guys next time.
But to go and like react from a fiscal standpoint and from a civil rights standpoint to close everything, I find it hard to get behind.
Democrats. Thanks to Democrats. Thanks to the Democrats, by the way.
Nancy Pelosi should not be 84 years old and still be sitting as the House Speaker.
Like an idiot.
I'm an idiot.
Actually, like, can get in there and, like, do things, like Donald Trump Jr., like,
Puerto Rican. You're Latino.
I'm an American.
I would like Ivanka to run.
Yeah, or Tulsi Gabbard. She's pretty.
So Malibu at the diner part of the casino.
That they're gonna slip back a little bit. Ben,
Do you ever ask yourself the question as to
For this town, things that haven't been done before.
feel like
It's more than just Joe Biden, though. Like, it's just like people,
Overpay for DeGrom, and I think this is a great way for us to gather some.
I'll be looking for another job after this is over, I can tell you that.
I'm here with your name behind it, hoping that.
Why didn't Trump fire Fauci? He could have gotten rid of him.
There's a lot of things you can have checked out. So,
Talk whatever we want.
It's sports. Well, I'll tell you, no matter, I don't have to worry about my feelings to understand that.